facts for you again. So let's start with the parts of a flower. So we have to talk about the stem first. So there's the stem, there's a flower, there's the leaf or the leaves, then there's roots that you can't see on here because they grow in and under the ground, and then also the petals. And then all of those things have a job. So the stem carries the water and the food, which are the minerals and nutrients, to the rest of the flower. The flower, this pretty flower, this is a sunflower, are responsible for making the food. So they collect all the water and the pollen from the bees that come to make the food. The leaves are attached to the stem, and these catch the sunlight and help the flower grow. The leaf has tiny, you can't see them, but if you collect a flower from outside, have tiny little holes. And these holes take in the water so that they can feed the flower and the stem and the roots. And the roots, they grow in the ground and they pull the water and the nutrients from the ground up to the flower. And then lastly, the petals, they attract all of the bees and insects towards them, and they help pollinate the plant so the plant has food and then can create more. So those are the parts of the flower. So if you don't have a real flower like this, or a fake flower, you can make your own, and I'm going to give you some ideas on how to do it. So this is just a tray full of all things I collected, some from outside, some from inside, and I thought these would help me make a flower. So I found some tree branches that would work really well as my stem, but I also found some popsicle sticks. If I couldn't find any branches, I could use those. I found some fake leaves that I pulled off of another flower, but you can also find some real ones outside. And then I found some tiny little flowers that I was going to use as my flower. And then I found some of this. It's like crepe paper or Easter grass would work, and I'm going to use these as my roots. So let's see if I can make a flower. So I'm going to use the branch as my stem, and then I'm going to use my leaves, and I'm going to put 3 leaves on so that my flower gets lots of water with the nutrients. And I'm going to use some of this messy stuff to be my roots, because they're going to grow into the ground. And then I'm going to create a collage of flowers using my little flower petals. So that's one way you can create your own flower art. I'll just put this all back in here. I'm going to show you another way. So this time, I'm going to use my popsicle sticks. And they're not very long, so I'm going to make them long. And I'm going to use some Play-Doh. I made some homemade Play-Doh. This time I made purple, but you can make any color you want. And I'm going to use the Play-Doh to make my flower leaves and petals. It might take a minute. I have to squish the Play-Doh all around. It smells so good. It smells like grapes. And then you can create all different ones, different types of flowers. So I'm also going to add the Kool-Aid Play-Doh recipe to the end of the video, so you can make your own homemade Play-Doh, okay? And then the last one I did, let me just clean up my mess here. This one's a little messy, but very fun. So first of all, you need a tray, and then you need some coffee filters, and then these are little droppers to pick up the food coloring, and I just have some food coloring, and you can use whatever color you want. So what I did first was I cut my coffee filter into a flower shape, but you don't have to do that because it almost looks like a flower, just like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my food coloring, and I'm going to do drops of food coloring all over my flower. And you can use as many colors as you'd like. I'm just using purple and red today. And then because the coffee filter is so porous, it sucks it up. And look it makes this awesome pretty flower. And then again, you can use your found stuff to make your stem, to make your leaves, and to make your roots. So those are some fun facts about flowers. I hope you have lots of fun this spring planting flowers in your garden. See you next time.